Welcome back to another episode of Cryptid Conversations. I'm your host, G Kong, aka Bigfoot, part mystery, part muscle, and all Mike.
And today, we've got a legend in the studio, Crota, the one and only snowbound enigma himself. But I'll let him do the honors. Tell the folks who you are, big guy.
Thanks, G Kong. It's great to be here. For those who don't know me, I'm Bifrost, live, born in the Himalayas, raised on myth, and still dodging blurry camera sightings to this day. But today, I'm here to talk truth, not tabloid. Let's dive in.
All right, Bifrost, you've dodged the cameras, the conspiracy theorists, and the occasional documentary crew.
But what really goes on up in those mountains? Walk us through a day in the life of a Yeti, no filters, just the real deal.
You know, people expect me to say it's all mystery and snowfall, but it's a lot more grounded than they think. Let me paint the picture for you.
Well, the mornings usually start with me brushing the icicles out of my fur, yay. That's my version of a cold shower. Then it's a quiet hike up the ridge to watch the sunrise. Best view on Earth, no tourists. Midday, I'll forage a bit.
Well, maybe rearrange some rocks to mess with hikers' heads.
In the evening,
Fire pit time. Me, the stars,
And a mug of hot pine sap tea. Solitude's not lonely when nature's that loud, you know?
Man, that sounds like a luxury retreat with better views and fewer influencers. You ever think about turning that ridge into a cryptid Airbnb? Ha! Yeah, I pitched it to the Moose Council. They shut it down. Said Wi-Fi ruins the mystical loner vibe. I agree with that one. You know, B, what you just said hit me. Solitude not being lonely, that's deep, especially for folks like us. Always talked about, but rarely talked to. Do you ever struggle with feeling misunderstood, even invisible in a world that's obsessed with visibility? Yeah, I do. People see the fur, the mystery, not the soul. I've spent years learning to be okay with being a myth in the world's eyes. But inside, I'm just trying to live true. Sometimes being unseen gives you the space to really find yourself. But yeah, it gets heavy too.
That's powerful, B.
And I just want to say, Kef, from one misunderstood mammal to another tomb, your story matters. You're more than the myth. And honestly, the world could use more voices like yours, clear, grounded, and unafraid to just be real. Now, speaking of real, I got a stack of fan questions here that range from, what do Yetis eat? To, would you date a moth woman? Ready for a lightning round? Oh boy. All right, hit me with the weird. Let's see what the internet thinks they know about me. All right, B, quick answers only. First thing that comes to your mind. Ready? Here we go. What's your go-to snack when no one's watching? Frozen berries dipped in snowmelt honey. Addictive stuff.
Ever been mistaken for Chewbacca?
Only twice.
Sasquatch sends you a DM at 2 a.m. Do you reply?
Depends. If it's memes, yes. If it's another blurry selfie, pass, ha.
Okay, next one. One cryptid you'd never want to share a tent with?
Chupacabra. That guy snores like he's swallowing goats.
Last one. If you weren't a Yeti, what would you be?
Probably a mountain guide or a chill barista in an underground speakeasy.
Ladies and gents, there you have it, the realest Yeti in the game. Up next, shout outs and one last truth bomb. Stay tuned. Okay, look, whether you're a cryptid hiding in the mountains or just someone feeling invisible in a crowded world, here's the truth. You don't need to be seen by everyone to matter. And if you've got just one person who really gets you, that's enough. That's everything. Mic drop, my friends. That was B. Frost, philosopher, survivor, and undisputed king of the snow. Make sure you follow, subscribe, and catch our next episode, where we sit down with the one and only Bigfoot to talk about why he chose to disappear from the human world and what we can all learn from that silence. Until then, stay curious, stay kind, and remember, the realest stories are the ones we dare to tell.